South Malaysia Industries has lodged a complaint with the Securities Commission Malaysia, alleging that over 20 parties comprising companies and individuals acting in concert have accumulated more than 33% equity in it without making a mandatory general offer. In a statement today, SMI alleged that the group of parties was working together with the units of apparel maker Prolexus, Honsin Apparel and HiQ Media Malaysia, which collectively own a 10.01% stake in the loss-making property developer. It said the other parties acting in concert include YB Ventures, an executive director and a substantial shareholder of both Prolexus and YB Ventures, alongside some close relatives. SMI said it has provided documentary evidence that the parties had breached the Capital Markets and Services Act 2007, which requires them to make a mandatory general offer to acquire all the shares in SMI not held by them. It said these parties are attempting to take over SMI without making the offer, which is against the Takeovers and Mergers Code, and that if they succeed, they will take control of SMI without consideration for the rights of all other SMI shareholders. In response, Prolexus denied the allegations and said it reserves its right to start legal proceedings against SMI for the false reporting. Shares of SMI ended the day 14.29% higher at 60 sen, valuing it at 125.96 million ringgit, while Prolexus shares fell 5% to 47 sen, giving it a market capitalization of 130.06 million ringgit. The Immigration Department confirmed that its official website was hacked this morning, though it gave its assurance that no data had been compromised. According to a Bernama report, Immigration Department DG Datuk Roslin Jusof said the attack was carried out at 2 a.m. by an individual going by the handle Captain Smoker. He said the cyber attack came in the form of defacement, resulting in the department's homepage being replaced with another image display. He said the Immigration Department took immediate remedial action by blocking public access to the website and carrying out overhaul work and security configuration of the website. The report said Roslin advised members of the public not to speculate or make assumptions that could cause confusion and disrupt public order, saying no information has leaked out. He added that access to the department's services, such as My IMMS and SSPI, was not affected by the cyber attack. Its Information Technology Division has also held meetings with the National Cybersecurity Agency and Cybersecurity Malaysia. The immigration website is expected to be restored soon. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said it is too drastic to ban the use of e-cigarettes and vape products containing nicotine. He told the Dewan Rakyat that this was an extreme move that cannot be carried out anywhere in the world, and that despite the government's efforts, many would still smoke. Instead, Putrajaya will intensify its public awareness campaign on the dangers of smoking e-cigarettes and vaping. This issue was raised in Parliament following the imposition of a 40 cent per millilitre excise tax on e-cigarettes containing nicotine in liquid or gel from this month, marking the removal of the products from the Poisons Act 1952. This move has been met with fierce criticism from many involved in public health, as it would enable such products to be sold openly and legally to anyone of any age, including minors. On the Control of Smoking Products for Public Health Bill 2023, the PM said Putrajaya is committed to tabling the bill next month. He said the delay was due to negative reactions from lawmakers who criticised some of the provisions as being overly harsh and suggested the MOH renegotiate with the MPs and all health bodies. The Asian Development Bank, or ADB, sees Malaysia's economy expanding by 4.7% this year and 4.9% in 2024. In its Asian Development Outlook April 2023 released today, the ADB said Malaysia's growth exceeded expectations in 2022. This year, the bank said Malaysia's economic performance will depend on the external environment, taking into account factors including spillovers from the reopening of China, government policy support, developments in the electronics industry, as well as persistent inflation and continued US rate hikes. It said the global slowdown may bring slightly lower inflation, but prices could surprise on the upside if commodity prices soar again. Meanwhile, the inflation rate will likely decelerate with the weakening of domestic and global demand amid continuing efforts by the government to contain the rising cost of living and strengthen the ringgit, and with a recovery in the global supply chain. The ADB said any increase in inflation would depend on changes to domestic policies on subsidies and price controls and developments in global commodity prices. Inflation is projected to be lower at 3.1% in 2023 and 2.8% in 2024. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said China is open to talks with Malaysia on forming an Asian Monetary Fund or AMF to strengthen the buffer against economic crises amid the world's growing impatience with the dominance of the US dollar. According to a Bloomberg report, Anwar said he proposed setting up the fund at the Boao Forum in Hainan last week, stressing the need to reduce reliance on the dollar or the IMF, and that Chinese President Xi Jinping had welcomed discussions on the issue when they met during the state visit to China. He said there is no reason for Malaysia to continue depending on the dollar, adding that Bank Negara is already working on enabling the two nations to negotiate on trade matters using the ringgit and yuan. The report noted that Anwar also revealed the breakdown of the record 170 billion ringgit investment China has committed to Malaysia, which includes an initial investment of 2 billion ringgit this year in Zhejiang Geely Holding Group and the Automotive High-Tech Valley, which will later be hiked to 32 billion ringgit. Rongsheng Petrochemical Co., one of China's biggest refiners, will also increase its activities in Pengerang, Johor, with an 80 billion ringgit project.